The 19th National Congress. What's it all about?
希望反腐力度继续加大，
雾霾越来越少，环境越来越好。
More education for uneducated people。
最关心的这一届的新常委是谁？
希望老百姓的生活越来越好。
The newly elected leadership of the Communist Party of China met the press for the first time at the Great Hall of the People. But who are they, and how did they get to the top? And how will they lead China into the future? This is Xinhua Special, and I'm Helen Bentley. The party congress is held every 5 years to elect a new central committee. Then, at the first plenum of the central committee, the political bureau, its standing committee, and the general secretary are elected. Let's start with Xi Jinping. Xi has been elected for a third time to the Standing Committee, re-elected as General Secretary and reappointed as Chairman of the Central Military Commission. He is the core of the CPC Central Committee and the whole party. His thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era has been inscribed into the party's constitution. The 64-year-old Xi, a native of northwest China's Shanxi, holds a doctorate in law. He serves as China's president, and his leadership style is characterized by a do-it-now and roll-up-your-sleeves attitude. Among his signature domestic achievements are deepening reform, fighting corruption, and reducing poverty. He's also the chief designer of the Belt and Road Initiative, and his call for a community of shared future has been incorporated into a UN resolution. News outlets across the world have described him as energetic, ambitious, confident, determined, wise and visionary, while he was more modest. When introducing the new leadership to the press, he said there would be no angling for compliments and that he would be content that his integrity fills the universe. And Li Keqiang. The 62-year-old Li, a native of East China's Anhui, holds a doctorate in economics. Li has also been elected to the Standing Committee for a third time. As Premier over the past 5 years, he has pushed to streamline government function and delegate powers. He is the man behind China's mass entrepreneurship and innovation drive, as well as being a top salesman for the country's high-speed rail and other high-tech projects. The following are the newcomers. They are Li Jianshu. The 67-year-old Li is a native of northern China's Hebei and holds a master's in business administration. While the majority of his career has been spent in northern China, he did have a brief stint in Guizhou as party chief. He's now currently director of the CPC Central Committee's General Office, which assists the Central Committee with its day-to-day and other administrative duties. And he's also a regular member of the President's entourage during overseas trips and domestic inspections. Wang Yang. The 62-year-old Wang is a native of East China's Anhui and holds a master's degree in engineering. He's been party chief of Chongqing and Guangdong. Now, as Vice Premier, he is one of the key executors of China's poverty alleviation. Over the past 5 years, over 60 million people have been lifted above the poverty line. Wang Hunin. The 62-year-old Wang, a native of East China's Shandong, holds a master's degree in law. A former professor at Fudan University, he's the first scholar-turned-politician to be elected to the Standing Committee since the reform and opening up. He now heads the CPC Central Committee Policy Research Office, which provides insights and proposed theories for the party. Zhao Leji. The 60-year-old Zhao, a native of northwest China's Shanxi, holds a degree in philosophy. Before serving as party chief of his hometown, he spent the majority of his career in Qinghai, where he had a reputation for rejecting projects that were high returns but were at the expense of the environment. He now heads the CPC's Central Committee's Organisation Department, or its HR office, which oversees over 89 million party members. Han Zheng. The 63-year-old Han, a native of Zhejiang, holds a master's degree in economics. He spent his whole career in Shanghai, where he's held the position of party chief for the past 5 years. His initiatives to expand green spaces, clean up the rivers and demolish substandard housing have won him praise. And the metropolis has been a testing ground for many of China's reforms for many years. With Xi as the core, the CPC is now led by these loyal, clean and responsible veteran politicians, all of whom were born after the founding of New China. The world will be watching as they lead China towards its goal of becoming a great socialist country by the middle of the century. See you next time.